Ricey. This is going to be fun. I'm excited to cast this team up, this matchup. It's going to be a good one. The best of the best are going against to find out who's going to be the rest as we're going into the next stage of our, of course, qualifying rounds, going into the amazing upper bracket semifinals. For now, here we go. The Vicious versus Kanga Esports. Lumi's hovering the thing. I am very happy, but both Emma Frosts are banned. Oh, what a start.
Absolute big start, both Emma Frosts. The Vanguards appear to be quite often the first bans coming through, but the biggest, this is interesting, a Magneto ban and Protect coming from the Vicious. Now, we mentioned it before, Donald, absolute phenomenal Magneto player. And we've seen them during the group stage being able to get and land multiple meteors onto the enemy team. So the Vicious banning out the Magneto, I love it quite a lot. But Kanga Esports looks like they are prioritizing the Loki here. They're protecting Loki and banning it out. Coming into the second phase now of the ban and protect, both teams are banning. One of them is Doctor Strange, the other is Ultron.
Ooh, shut down and out. No way are we going to see that Ultron for the Vicious right there. And Adam Warlock to suit as well, going to be banned out. The Adam Warlock? We haven't seen an Adam ban in quite a while. This is going to be an interesting one. Are Vicious going to lock in and lose that? Sorry, are Kanga going to lock in and deny Vicious the, yep, Adam Warlock's out of here. No revivals. No chance to be born again. Going into their final protect, Kanga's going to protect the Captain America, and then the final ban. Here we go. Who are Kanga going to lose? What's Vicious locking in? The Hulk? Hold on. Are we in season 1.5 again? Is the Gamma team up? I guess it's not. It's going to be Luna Snow locked in as the final ban that Kanga cannot play.
Pick your hero.
Yeah, no Luna Snow. One strategist ban for each team. And, oh, sorry, two. Because Loki and Ultron. I think Ultron is a big ban, of course. Ultron in the flying meta is quite strong with Human Torch as well. But Rib still wanting to play the Human Torch. Libby, you mentioned before on that Doctor Strange, pretty strong. And Adam has played Magneto a few times, I believe, in this tournament. So I do love that.
Hold up. Look at this beautiful Croco. For those who don't know.
Yes.
Is that a Venom? Did I see Venom? Are we going to see Venom?
We might. It might also be a bait. You never know. Some players like to bait us, casters and viewers, quite a few times.
Listen, and that's my job, to always fall for it and enjoy it. But, you know, we're going to see, of course, Atlas get up those rocket power packs, you know, maybe a bit of a booster pack for someone as well would be useful. Maybe Rib, you know, get him to the high ground faster than ever before. Revzy on the Hela. Revzy's Hela against Chronix's Hela. This is going to be a matchup for the ages. Donald on the full metal Captain America skin. Recently come back to the shop. Beautiful skin, the 616 collection. Now, going into it, let's start up our matches. We're heading into Krakow, the domination game, and it's about to go up.
Ooh.
The Vicious versus Kanga Esports. Ricey, here it goes. As we see a dive composition coming from Kanga.
Yeah.
What?
We do see a dive composition. We see Venom and Captain America here as well. Of course, the Psylocke is going to be exciting. We haven't really seen dive very much in this tournament. We've been mostly seeing more of like hit scan versus flying. We do, of course, have Chronix still on the Hela to try and shut down Rib. And, of course, Revzy, the other Hela. But Dive is in, and Dive is here to stay with Texi going in onto the Vicious, into the backline, and try and do as much damage as possible. Of course, trying to take anybody out, and it's going to be Asher Rib. They all fall. Kanga Esports starting this off with a strong fight, taking this first fight to themselves. Of course, the Vicious did take the point a little bit early, so they have 11%, but Kanga Esports is going to beat that very quickly.
There it is. To hell with the meta. Deja vu. Kanga's playing what they played last time to take down this squad. The question is, the Vicious are different now. They've got a different lineup to back then. Have they learned from their mistakes? Are they going to bring it back? Are they going to switch it up? Or are they going to stay with the current meta as well? We do see Lumi on the cap.
Ooh.
This is going to be interesting.
Yeah, we see Lumi switching to cap from Doctor Strange, and Rib also switching off the Human Torch onto Psylocke as well. So it's a bit more of a mirror match coming up through this. And already the Vicious are able to take the point back, but Dax is taken out, Revs is taken out, both one losing a duelist each. Skittles, though, on the Loki, one strategist has fallen. And that's a pretty big pick. Kanga Esports now losing the point. The Vicious now in control, but Chronix is not done yet. Taking out one, and with that, revives Skittles with the passive. Now Atlas, Asher, taken out. Chronix doing work here on the Hela.
Ooh, double KO from Chronix. right there. Donald following suit, feeling confident. Freedom charge, charging up, soon to be available, as well as we take to the skies with Chronix as well. Revsy close to the ultimate as well. Ribs ready to dance. Dax is following close behind. Everyone's also charging up. Skittles and Texi ready to go. Now, we love a good Venom crunch. Our beautiful Venom ultimate can change the tide of any fight, because the feast is ready as we go into the abyss. But let's see, Donald pushing now, trying to get an angle, but Lumi's there as well, as the Captain Americas are just sizing each other up, you know? bit of a test of who's gonna go in first. Revsy's taking some shots on the high ground. Gonna retreat for now, but he's dove in by the Venom right there. Assembling as we see, dancing from Rib right now. There we go, slashing one. Skittles is taken down. There it is. Revsy is pushing forward on the cloak and dagger. The Eternal Bond is on point right now, giving them sustain that they need. The Captain America's trying to survive, but Revsy gets the picks. But there is another Hela in the sky doing the damage. Adam there. Revsy takes out one. Daxu's picked off. Then we're going to see another pick right there. Riv takes out. It looks like this one's in the favor of the Vicious, as they're 30% leading onto point. A KO from Rib. A double clean KO from Psylocke right there. Rib's putting in the work. Revsy's getting picked by Skittles. It's going to be a regroup from Kanga as the Vicious win this fight.
The Vicious win the fight. They have control of the point once again, 45% and counting. Kanga Esports though did manage to rack up 80% for themselves. And well, I do love the fact that now Kanga Esports has forced the Vicious to sort of copy them and beat them where they are with this dive composition. But Skittles now copying an ultimate to try and keep everyone alive and pushing forward. Is it going to be enough to try and take the point back? The point is slowly tipping over to their side, but it doesn't matter because the fight is tipping to the Vicious. Lumi getting one, Adam, Rib, they're all taking one for themselves. Eliminations are on the board as Kanga Esports are not able to take the point in this fight. And now they only have one ultimate. Potentially, the feast might be online before the start of overtime, but it will be close.
Oh, I love a good Feast of the Abyss from a Venom. The question is Texi going to land it? Donald's playing in the Krakoa portals for now, trying to get a bit of a different angle, going for the high ground, maybe going to dive at that Magneto. Lumi's getting a position as well, sizing up, going to go straight for Chronix right there. Dax, who gets picked off by Adam right there on the Magneto, feeling strong. There's the Venom, going forward, zoning them out. Then we see a massive undefeated wall coming from the Mantis. The dance of the butterfly starts up. It's going to catch out some clones, but it does pick off the real Skittles first. Unfortunate for the Loki right there. Rib's going to zone out the Venom. That's another Revsy pushing Donald away. Overtime sticking down. I don't think Kanga had the chance to make it. We're going to see a bit of a contest from Texi, but it's not enough. And Dax is too high in the sky. Adam gets the final pick. Krakoa. First round. That's right. In favor. Carousel. Woo, what a tough one.
Yeah, the Vicious take that victory. Kanga putting on quite a bit of a strong performance at the start of the round, able to rack up to 80%, while the Vicious felt like they were trying to catch up the entire time, maybe because of the composition switch that they had to do. They had to switch off the flying composition that they were going for at first and meet them where they are. They brought out the Psylocke, they brought out the Captain America, but now Lumi back on the Strange. So it could be interesting what they decide to do here coming into this second round.
Into the second round, indeed. Now, I want to see an Eternal Bond from Asher. Maybe on the aggressiveness that we saw from Maddie last round. That would be exciting to see. Because I feel like right now, they got a bit of a lead now. They got confident. They know what Kanga's doing. Kanga's not going to play the compositions you used to in the current MRI matches. We're going to see a portal from Lumi to start things off. Just get them onto the point nice and early. As we know, this map, it's great to defend. There's pillars, there's cover, there's high ground, there's under, there's so many ways to defend. Getting there early onto the high ground, directly onto point, is going to give him a good vantage position. As Kanga, they're playing dive. You know they're going to come from the skies anyway. Just group up and hold a defensive position. And then it's theirs for the taking. Let's see as Texi dives in to start up the fight.
They do start off the fight, and it's going to be starting off strong. Atlas, Asher, both taken out. That is their strategist, the backline. Vicious have lost them, and now we'll be losing the point to as Kanga take advantage of this situation.
Take it. There we go. That's the one right there. Perfection. Perfection of the dive composition. Executed well by Kanga. They know it too well. They've been playing it for months. They can bring it back at any time, any turn of the dime, and that's going to be in their favor. As we saw, the strategist fell down straight away. Asher and Alice got picked off by the Texi dive, by the Donald there. Chronix followed suit. Daxel was there. Power from Furikake right there. And that's it. Skittles with the sustain. Kanga's formidable. Question is now, are Vicious going to do the same things before? Give Kanga a bit of an early lead, then take it back when you least expect it? Let's see as they go for the flank on the low ground. Starting off this fight, Here we go, 30% in favor of Kanga Esports. The boundary starts it up. Atlas sets up the sustain. Chronix is just throwing daggers into the abyss, hoping to get a pick. Ribs on the flank right now. Lumi's going to dive in right now. Go straight for the Mantis. Almost gets them to sleep. Does catch up, but then we do see a well-timed shield toss right there. Daxu with a double dance. Taking Asha and Atlas. The butterfly is flying free. And there's another one. Chronix taking him out with the Hela in the skies, pushing Lumi out. That's in favor for Kanga right now, using their ultimates confidently, powerfully, and getting themselves to 60% on the board. This one's looking a bit tough for Vicious, but it's exciting to see Kanga's still got a beating heart.
Kanga going absolutely strong in that fight, using 3 though ultimates, 4? I can count 4 ultimates, I believe, in that fight. You mentioned both duelists going off with the dance of the butterfly and, of course, Hela raining from the sky as the goddess of death, being able to pick out 2 as well. But the Vicious, they didn't use all of their ultimates. They have 3 available at least for this fight. And here comes the first one, Rib with the dance of the butterfly, going hard on the backline, not able to pick one off though, as Furukake has brought the sustain with their ultimate into the fight. Lumi now assembling all of their team together, rushing in to the backline, and now Texi is the one that falls to Adam of the Vicious. Lumi gets one, Revsy gets one. It is a bit of a slaughter for the Vicious as they take down Kanga, flip the point just in overtime. 99% for Kanga is going to be a long road for Vicious.
Ooh, it's going to be a long road indeed. They cannot drop a fight right now. You said that's a bit of a slaughter. Who's going to hire the butcher to hold it down right now? That's what I'm wondering. Atlas closer than ever to the invisible boundary. You know how the invisible women do it. Sue Storm farms it. They'll get it next fight. No sweat. Ash is ready with the eternal bond as well going into this next fight. So many ults in value in favor of the Vicious. They'll probably get this one defense cleanly. Kanga's probably going to strategize and try to burn these ultimates as early as they can. Venom on the flank. Of course, Donald taking a different angle. The double dive action going from both angles. Doesn't matter as Hela takes to the skies. Tries to single out Skittles and catches one on the side. There's the Loki down. That's the way you want it. That's the power you need from the Hela. Pushing forward, zoning them out. Everyone's hiding for now, trying to regroup for the next fight. Adam's pushing forward. The Magneto trying to go there. Zone out the Hela. Gets the pick. Chronic's taken down. Captain America diving truly right there. This is an interesting presence right there. Lumi pushes forward as well, getting the value. Double for Adam right there. Revsy picks out actually. That's the way you want it. Kanga's back capping. Hold on, turn around. They capped it, taking us into overtime right now. Is this a wise decision from Kanga to stress them out? But the Vicious take her back when you do. That could have been dangerous, Ricey. But Vicious regroup and, you know, it was a close call. It was a close call.
It was very close. I mean, if Kanga won that round based on that back cap, sneaking to the back and sneaking to the point and capping, that would have been kind of funny, but devastating for the Vicious because they just won that fight, and now comes the start of another fight. Out comes the invisible boundary, out comes Furukaku's heals as well. Oh, both strategists trying to keep everyone alive. Does a butterfly from Daxley taking advantage now that the boundary is down, taking out multiple members of the Vicious. It is clean fight as Rib finally falls as well. Now it is overtime. Can the Vicious get back in time? Do they have a portal available to touch? But I don't think they do. It will just go the way of Kanga. It is 1-1 in this first map here on Krakoa.
Ooh, onto one we love. Triple KO from the Daxu Psylocke. Cradle is theirs for Kanga right now. We're going to the Grove. Get ready, everybody. It's the deciding round in Krakoa. Who's gonna take map 1 of this matchup? Right now, I'm seeing signs of life. I'm seeing a bit of Daxu Psylocke. It's cooking, Ricey. There's a lot of Psylocke presence right now, turning the tides. Texi and Captain America from Donald. Really good. The Venom, the combo, the dive, they're taking different angles. One guides Daxu in, another lets Skittles get into a good position. Fury's there to support. Big damage buffs going on Daxu right there. Good performance from Kanga to bring it back and get themselves around, get themselves, you know, some points on the board. Then we go to the Vicious, of course. Lumi? Honestly, still cooking on the Captain America. We're used to the Doctor Strange, but I like seeing something different from Lumi. Shows the versatility, shows the veterancy, being in the Marvel Rivals Ignite, but Revsy's Hela. I feel like he's just that level above, and he's doing so much work, most effective ultimates. Let's see as we're heading off into this next round, who's it going to be to kick off and get this first capture?
I agree completely with, you know, speaking of the experience from Lumi and the Vicious being able to switch. They were wanting to play Captain America, wanting to play Doctor Strange and play a different sort of composition at first. We saw them do that, come out with that in the first round, but now they are switching and Red popping the Dutch the Butterflies quite early. I'm not sure if they're able to get anyone with that, as now Donald assembling the team, but Revsy with that huge shot from the Hela, able to take down one, looking for another. Peconics now in the ultimate form as the goddess of death, raining from above. Everybody from the Vicious hiding around the corners. Gets taken out by Revsy with beautiful shots, of course. Rip falls from Furukage, also does beautiful headshots. But it is going to be a back and forth, and as the dust settles, the Vicious look a little bit stronger, look a little bit more alive and on point and in control. As now the remaining members of Kanga fall, the Vicious hold the point.
Ooh, big KOs in the favor of the Vicious. First time for them in this map to cap first. Okay, bit of a flip of the script for them. Not going to give Kanga that lead like they've done before. Maybe they learned from that last round. They said, we need that extra percentage. We need that time. We need that advantage. Maybe that's going to matter. Adam on the Magneto again in the front lines as they do. I want to see something crazy from Skittles here. Oh, big Venom diving in. Texie going for the backline. Pushed away by the strategist right there. Captain America to follow suit. Lumi's there to run it down with him. Gonna retreat right now to those Loki runes. Get some sustain, get some healing. Feeling confident they can go back in again. 33% is in favor, but Adam picks off Donald right there. Daxu's going to retreat for now. It's a tough one for Kanga, trying to find an opening. But Adam is just the high ground, high guard. Magneto doing it. Justice right there. Conic's getting the pick on Lumi. That's a big KO. Kicking it into the next fight with the Eternal Bond. Starting up on the point already?
Yeah, Eternal Bond was used on the point, but the Vicious are still in control of it, and now Furukake using theirs to get in closer and get control of it. The Vicious are very respectful, have let them take more control, but they are coming back. But Rib is the one that gets taken out 99% on the ultimate. They wanted to get in there and take them down with a beautiful dance, but it's not to be, as Kanga Esports are the ones dancing on point. Daxu, who does have the Dance's Butterfly available, will not need to use it and can hold it for the next fight. 74% for the Vicious, but Kanga are now in control.
I just have to mention, Lumi was just hopping for like a good 20%. Just stalling on Captain America. Just absolute stalling as a Cap does. Just jumping around, hopping around, saying, oh, you're not going to catch me. You can take down my team, but you're not going to get me. Buying so much percentage for them. Good value, but another big butterfly starts it up right now from Daxu. Slices out. Ooh, taking out Revsy, taking out Rip. Skittles gets the pick on Alice. Donald follows suit on Adam. Gets the double onto Asher. That's a clean team fight for Kanga right there. Keeping themselves on the board, getting that percentage back up, going to catch up slowly, but surely to the Vicious 75% lead. But Kanga have just as amount of ults ready as the Vicious does. This could be exciting going into it. I think a butterfly from Rib might be the one.
Very exciting as Rib starts us off with Texie being taken out immediately. Now with one less Vanguard, the Vicious are able to push up forward as Lumi now takes out Skittles. Chronix foes, it is in their favor. This fight is heading the way of the Vicious. They are on point. They are going to be retaking this as this Kanga Esports tries their best to stall and get as much percentage as possible, but they are not able to take over that 75%, only at 63%, but the Vicious are on their way to 90% now.
On their way to victory, on their way to winning the map, the Vicious are feeling confident right now. Kanga's got one fight left to take it back. They don't need a strange portal. They've got dive. They can get there quickly. You can already see them high ground positioning as Rosie's on the opposite angle with Atlas right now. Throwing shots, throwing sustain. Ultimates lining up all for the Vicious right now. Having the favor, but Daxu picks us off. Rib on the sideline. Revsy picks out Fury on the side. That's 1 for 1. Clean value, Hella in the sky. Revsy tries to shut down their damage nice and early, attract the attention. Bit of a freedom charge, matching the Eternal Bond. Gives sustain. Another Eternal Bond drops. That's Atlas, that's Asher, that's the one meeting right there. There you go, that's the Loki copy of the Eternal Bond earlier. Revsy gets a pick on Chronix right there. Then we're going to see another push going forward. Is it going to be enough sustain? We're going to see Donald in the skies. Diving once, the freedom is going forward. That's another one going straight for the Invisible Woman. Atlas is taken down, the KOs are there. Then it's going to be enough. We're slapping, we're fighting, we're going for a few. Kanga going for Revsy right now. Overtime is ticking off as Daxu has the butterfly dance ready to go for this next fight. Is it going to be enough? Takes out one. That's another one. And Kanga turns the tide, keeping the round going. 70%. Just when you thought the Vicious had it, Kanga showed signs of life, winning that fight with only using 4 of their ultimates that match. 6 ultimates used by Vicious in one fight. 6 ultimates.
No, that is a very good point. I mean, the Vicious, we mentioned it just before the fight started that the Vicious had 6 ultimates to their name, and they used every single one of those ultimates. Kanga Esports did not. They only had about 4, but now Staxu now has the dance of the butterflies available, and they are dancing on the Vicious. But wait, it's gonna be more as everyone from the Vicious get fallen, they get taken out, and Skittles does so much work as well. 98%. Kanga take this round, take the first map, take Krakoa for themselves.
Ooh, that's what I want to see from Skittles. The combat Loki going in, diving alongside the Psylocke there. Well-timed clone, well-timed swapping, put the runes down, keep the Psylocke alive as they tried to shred Psylocke down. Did a bit of damage, and with that splash damage that can come from a Loki, the MVP, well earned and deserved by President Loki. Skittles out here. Ooh, I know who I'm voting for the next matchup. It's going to be this Loki. I want to see Loki not banned, please. Can we get more Loki? We've been banning Loki. I would love to see more Loki. Big MVP by Skittles. Big healing. Big presence. Absolutely putting in the work. Just as the SVP to Adam makes sense. So much presence on the Magneto. I feel like it was a bit of a rough start for the Kanga there, the Kanga squad, but you know, they came.
Another Vicious who have chosen this map want to, of course, take their win back and bring this to an even standing. Looking at the picks and bans, both Emma Frosts have been banned out for both teams.
Ooh, Emma locked down and out of here. Loki also locked out of here very confidently. The Vicious aren't going to be able to access that Loki, but both teams will have the Master of Magnetism, Magneto themselves, locked in. We know where that's going to go, but the question is, are Kanga even going to play Magneto? They haven't done it very often. And the Lokis are out of here, which means no Skittles Loki this matchup, which was the MVP last round. Another one rolling through. What are we thinking, Ricey? Who's going to be that next band coming in from Kanga?
Kanga, well, the Vicious, Kanga is currently hovering Human Torch, and I can see why they were hovering that. The Vicious did try and want to do that flying meta earlier when they rolled out on the first point of Krakoa, so they kind of revealed their hand a little bit that they wanted to play Human Torch, and so that ban makes a lot of sense. The Vicious also banning out Mantis here. I'm not surprised about that too, because I believe Mantis is one of the favorites of Kanga Esports. Luna being protected by Kanga Esports, and now the Vicious with their final ban and protect.
No final protect on the Luna. Goodness snows, we can. Oh, we're gonna be dancing, right? See, this one's gonna be fun. We're gonna be dancing with the stars on this one. Looks like they're gonna shut down. Okay, there it is. Cloak and Dagger out of here. No options for Kanga to play the eternal bond between Cloak and Dagger. Ultron protect, perhaps coming from the Vicious. Are we taking to the skies? Oh, bit of a hover back to Mantis. Are we locking it in? That was interesting to see. You know what? Flyer composition between these two teams would be interesting to see who's got the matchup. But it looks like, yeah, Mantis is protected. Hold on. Mantis protected. Do we get a Black Widow?
Wait,
that would be exciting.
Maybe. Well, it depends. Considering the Vicious haven't actually banned any Ultron or any Human Torch, they may be considering, playing Black Widow to try and take down the Flyers. Ultron does get banned out, though, by Kanga Esports, and so the Vicious are not able to play any flying comp. No Ultron or Human Torch. They could still play Storm if they want to, but it would be a little bit lonely up in the skies without... Okay, I take it back.
Listen, I saw a Black Panther there for a moment. I heard Black Panther cooked in America earlier today, but I've yet to see the BP specialist from the OCE region rising through the MRI today. Atlas was hovering, but we know Atlas is here to play strategist. We know Atlas is going to go on the Rocket Raccoon, set up the armor packs, get the team nice and powered up, nice and boosted, ready to go to this. Revsy's going to go on that confident, reliable, always there for you, hella. Texi is going to bring out the good pick on this map especially. I cannot wait to see how this turns out. Then we're going to see so many factors. Ricey, this is what we wanted. Chronix's Human Torch is back in play. This is going to be fun. That is
true. Yeah, Chronix is back on Human Torch. I also love to see Daxu potentially here on the Bucky as well. I think that's going to be exciting to see if they are able to capture any of the members of the Vicious and bring them in closer to their team. and, you know, expose them to the human torch that is flying up above. But remember, Revzy on the Vicious is in the game. So Chronix, who is in the sky, has to be a little bit wary of Revzy, of course. Rib on the Psylocke does mean Skittles and Furikake have to be careful about the dives, but the TP coming through from Lumi.
There it is, Portal in the back line from the Vicious right now, turning the high ground to their advantage, forcing Kanga to be on the back foot and not in a good position because it is not a fun time being on the back foot, knowing if you take a step back, you're going to fall down to the low ground. Actually on the Bucky, representing the Thunderbolt skin, looking good, feeling sharp, going for shots, cleaning them out. Big pressure right there. Again, already the pillars are flaming up. The map is against them right now. The map is another factor to fight right here. Daxu, Rib, sorry, gets the big pick on Skittles there. Right there, facing another Ironwood wall, shredding it down. That's the play right there. There it is. They're capping it slowly. They're on the back foot. Who's attacking? Who's defending? They flip positions, right? See, what are they doing?
They definitely have good positions, but it's all in the favor of the Vicious with Revzy, Lumi taking out all the members of Kanga Esports who are actually heading towards the Vicious' board. And out comes a portal from Skittles, who changes their mind. They will not attempt at that point one more time. They will be switching it back to, of course, Invisible Woman, and the Vicious have the point, and they have the convoy, and they're pushing it around through these streets.
Ooh, I love convergence. This is so exciting. We thought that was all there is to it, but there's more aspect to this map. You know, we've capped the point. Now it's time to hit to convoy. Now it's time to push something. Now it's time to strategize differently. We're going to see Nagamoto dropping in from the squad right there. Lumi hits the Nagamoto. The Sorceress of Free gives an opening right there, but it doesn't matter because Daxu turns the favor, starts up the Kraken impact, doesn't get the reset. Not enough power right there behind it. Wait a minute, hold on. Still could potentially get it. Not enough power going through. Luna's there to keep him sustained. Daxu can keep pushing. The fate of both worlds is going off. Another show has kicked off. Both Furikake and Alice are dancing with the stars. Going crazy. They're going to put him on the back foot for now. Daxu right there side by side with the Magneto, with the Texie on the thing. Let me get excited. I love seeing some thing gameplay. Baby Grimm's out here, but a big Magneto charges up. Ricey, is it gonna land?
Oh,
and it does on Chronix.
It lands. It lands on Chronix, and now out comes the invisible boundary from Skittles to try and keep the team alive of Kanga Esports. Rib, who was dancing as a butterfly, has to escape, has to respect the boundary which was served for them, but it doesn't matter because Rib serves onto Skittles, Daxu foes as well, and now the meteor from Donald. LeBronald hits onto Atlas. Rib gets taken out too. It is going back and forth between these two teams of Kanga Esports and the Vicious. Both of them taking each other out one by one. Revs are getting a little bit low. Will be taken out by Donald in the backline. Lumi gets taken out too. And finally, Kanga Esports have control of the convoy, of the vehicle, and are pushing the Vicious back into their spawn.
Oh, back into their spawn. That is exactly where you want to put your enemy right there. Pull them back away. Tell them it's not your day. It's our time to shine. It's our time to burn up. Chronix feeling confident right now. They're doing it up in the sky. Furikake ready with the fate of both worlds once again. Hella will be there soon to follow. A big clobbering time was there to enable them to shut them down. Big stuns going out. Gonna put Vicious on the back foot. But wait a minute. Captain America Lumi getting in position, trying to catch a flank out. Maybe gonna be going directly for this Luna. Trying to pop that all early. Revzy on the high ground. Daxu trying to get picks. Oh, clean shot. Oh, but he's caught out by Rib. It was a bait and switch right there. Taking out one each. Both teams are now 5v5. Texie is on the thing. Haymaker after haymaker after haymaker. They just keep pushing through directly onto the strategist. Big slam going down and knocking them all up, forcing the fate of both worlds out. That is a well-timed position right there. Red Texie gets the Lumi pick right there. That's a big KO. Haymaker after haymaker. They're landing. The ult's farming. It's about to be a clobbering time. But Adam's there to start it up and prepare another meteor.
Adam is there, as he mentioned, with the meteor, but doesn't want to use it just yet. That was a lot of damage being dealt with, but the fate of both worlds and both strategists were able to keep both teams alive. And now Supernova from Chronix goes into the backline of the Vicious, trying to do as much damage, but Rib is in their backline. Daxu gets taken out. Now respecting the thing, respecting Texie does go into safety, but is that going to be enough? That pick is a massive pick, and now going on to both supports, but it is not alone. Rib is not alone with Lumi there as well. Dangerously low. Somehow Kanga strategists are able to stay alive for a little bit longer. Now Donald's meteor goes wide, so it goes down. onto Rib, getting one pick, and it's massive for them. And Ribsy as the goddess of death, both the goddesses of death, Daxu as well as in the sky, raining a lot of damage. Is this going to be enough? Another ultimate. Now it's the strategist ultimate from Asher to keep everyone alive.
Keeping them alive, staying alive is the way you want to be right there. There's Atlas taking out Daxu. Donald falls as well. That's the momentum the Vicious need. They're pushing Texie into a corner, but he's clobbering and holding it down, but he's frozen, done and dusted out, but the sustain is there, keeping the thing alive, but it's not enough. Rib gets the pick. They're pushing it. 3 meters left. Do they get it? Dax, Rib, what is insane triple flash KO from the Psylocke that is Rib. Cleaning house. 2 minutes 30 on the clock, and they gotta take her home as they push into the third section of the Jalia. Woo! Oh, that was too good, Ricey. Such a well-timed, executed Psylocke combo right there. It was just like a flash and they were gone.
This map is such a beautiful map, but not only is it beautiful, it is exciting. There is so much action happening. Fight after fight after fight, but the Vicious finally were able to cap that checkpoint over this map, and now they are going to keep pushing. They're nearly halfway through this section. And out comes the showtime from Atlas, trying to keep everyone alive. Neferukaka follows suit, and it's going to be a big fight from both of these two teams, trying to take any pick. Whoever gets the first pick is going to be absolutely insane. But Remzi's Goddess of Death gets absolutely cancelled and taken out of the sky, not able to find any picks as they focus them immediately. Now, River, the Dice of the Butterfly, tries to do the best, but now out comes the Invincible Bounty from Skittles to cancel the ultimate. It is a back and forth between these two teams, Liger. But Remzi takes out three members. Atlas will be unfortunately sacrificed from the Vicious, but it is a win for the Vicious.
Ooh, triple KO from Revsy. Feeling vicious, living up to their name, living up to the squad. The Panther payload, the convoy, I should say, is moving, prowling along. Love to see it right there. 1 minute left for them. A couple more team fights to victory. Arcane are gonna hold it. They've got the Magneto. LeBron's ready to line it up. Let's get into the dance right now as we start it up, and there it goes off. Skittles is ready for the boundary soon, very enough. There it is, Texie with the clobbering time, ready for the next fight. There he goes right now, knocking up one, goes straight for Asher, and the clean out from Daxu, getting that triple flash KO once again into a quadra KO for Daxu on Psylocke. Do we see the Penta chasing down that final pick? Will it be enough? Adam gets taken down by Donald, getting a double KO themselves, cleaning house. That's the power you want from Kanga right there, forcing Vicious into a desperate final fight to push this to the end. Let's see if they can pull it off.
True, it is final fight territory with only 24 seconds left on the clock. The Vicious have to try and touch as soon as they can. Rumi on the Doctor Strange with the portal available. They are going from the back, they're going from their spot. They are flipping the sides around and potentially trying to flip this script. They are wanting to try and take this point and get it all the way to the end. They want this convoy to reach where it needs to go. Now Rib with the Dance of the Butterfly available, may potentially look for a flake to try and get one, to get any pick, and out it goes. Dancing on the backline, but Furukaka is lying in wait, being able to pop the dance of both wells. Skittle has Invincible Boundary available very soon, but Asher is the one that uses the Eternal Bond with both the cloak and dagger, but Rib is the one that gets taken out. It is overtime fight, and it's going to go crazy.
Woo! Dancing up a storm that the Lunas were, but Adam's there to absolutely dunk on him. Sealers is taken out. Fury can't get taken out by Revs right there. Then an overtime ticks up. The hell is directly above the point. This is not in favor for them right now. Revs is farming a double KO in the sky. They're going to keep pushing. Do Kanga have to take Skittle switches to the Doctor Strange? Will the portal be there in time? We're about to find out as it is ticking into overtime. 3, 2, 1 meters. Point 11. It's not enough. They still pushed it.
What? That was insane. I don't know what happened with that portal as well. It looks like a Star-Lord was trying to get through it, but there was body blocked. They were body blocked by the Doctor Strange. What a final fight. What an overtime fight there from the Vicious, who are able to make it right to the end, coordinating with the team to try and make sure that portal is not successful. Now Kanga have to try and do the same. They have to try and get to the end, and the Vicious are now on defense.
Ooh, honestly, my goodness. Wow. That was a crazy final fight. I really thought that portal could have made it. I believe it may have clipped into the convoy itself, and Star-Lord just didn't have the height to be able to push through and get on to contest. I feel like a good push maybe, potentially, came through from the Invisible Woman. Could have definitely decided that. But nonetheless, They're going to push it, and now it's on to Kanga. Perhaps, can they also push all the way? And do we go into overtime? Or are the Vicious going to hold it here and get a map under their belt?
That is a good question. Can the Vicious stop them from getting to the end? Or it would be exciting to see this map go more further. See I guess a rematch in the attack and defending side, and with of course lower time. But the Vicious were held quite strongly, I believe, on this first point. They weren't able to cap it very quickly. Kanga Esports were able to hold them quite well, but out comes a portal from Donald to try and get them onto point a bit faster, maybe from a different angle, which I believe the Vicious did as well. So, wait.
A portal right in between the teams, splitting them up, allowing them to clean Remzi and Asher so fast you couldn't even sustain it. Donald gets a pick on Lumi right there. That's another Vanguard taken down. That's going to be a clean fight for Kanga right there. Just going to get these last scraps, these last picks from the Vicious. Hold on a second. Hold on. Still beating a little bit of pain there. Bit of a maelstrom of madness from Donald there to clean out Atlas. Capturing 1/3, going towards the second third. The Vicious do have the Lumi portal. Are they going to try and contest this? Question is, are they gonna, or are they gonna set up for the second defense? It looks like someone might go for that final contest. We already see Rib on the point on the Psylocke trying to stall it out. It's gonna be enough for them to set up the Hella onto the point. Will it be the pressure they need right there? Are they gonna take it, Ricey, as we go into Remzi gets a pick? But it doesn't matter, as Kanga do capture this and start into the convoy phase.
Yeah, that is true. They are on the convoy phase now. A big pick from Revzi, but it doesn't matter too much. So so the Vicious are now able to set up here on the convoy to try and stop them from pushing forward a little bit. Texi getting a little bit of damage, has to go back to safety, but unfortunately does not. Atlas knocking them out, taking them back into their spawn. This is a very dangerous position, of course, for the Vicious to be holding, with the spawn time from Kanga Esports being a lot better for them. But if they keep taking these picks like they are right now, they will be able to hold them at this point.
Now, historically, a very good situation right now for Kanga, knowing that they got that spawn reset on their favor. They're going to see another. Ooh, well, hold on a second. Dance of this. Oh! Just when he thought Hella got out of there, Revzi was capped by Daxter right there. Donald's pushing forward. Maelstrom on Madness is ready. Agamotto coming out from Lumi right there. Stunning him out of here. That's another one for Lumi. Daxter's taken down. Akea follows suit. There it is. The burning pressure from the Human Torch is going to be met with the sustain from the boundary from Skittles right there. There it is right now. Agamotto on the side of Donald right now. Into the Maelstrom. Clapping out Asher. Goes for a double. Chronix is in the sky. Burning him up. Lumi's taken down. That's the fire you want. That's the tornado you want. Double KO from Chronix in the sky with the tornadoes from Johnny Storm. You love to see it. Turning up a good combo between the Human Torch and Doctor Strange there. That was beautifully executed to get them moving forward.
Absolutely beautifully executed by Kanga Esports, using a lot of their ultimates to try and push them forward, but they are finally moving. So now they only have the Dance of the Butterflies available to them. The Vicious have two ultimates, one of them being the Meteor, the other being the Goddess of Death, and out comes both of them from the Vicious. But it is being blocked by the Strange Shield, and the Goddess of Hell is being taken down. Adam not able to secure any picks with the Meteor either. Does mean the Vicious are not able to take control of the point just yet. And now Daxter from the heavens, from the high ground, takes down Adam. And Atlas falls too. That's one Vanguard, one strategist that they have been able to take advantage of. Now Skittles with the invisible boundary getting able to keep more of Kanga Esports alive and well. And now comes more picks, more knockouts onto the Vicious. Kanga Esports are still pushing.
I would not want to be Lumi there. I absolutely got clobbered, pushed and battered by the squad right there. Absolute rough time for the Doctor Strange right there. Gonna need some time to regroup with the squad. Looks like the clobbering is about to kick up again, but Chronix is there, burning them up. Adam's getting pushed back. Adam's getting taken down. That's the one right there. The Seraphim shield from Doctor Strange is just gonna block a little bit of that damage, giving them a bit of an opening. Donald's there in the front lines. Agamotto is pushed out of the way. Lumi unluckily shut down by Skittles on the Invisible Woman, denying Agamotto with the psychic push that is the Invisible Woman. I'd love to see it. Ribs in the fog right now, trying to get an angle, goes for the flash into the butterfly dance. Will it be enough of a value? The sustain is kicking off. Will it be enough to get the pushing power? Agamotto sent to the skies again. Does it clap down and stun anyone? A couple are picked off, but the fate of the both worlds are kicking off right now, as nobody's going to get taken down because we are dancing up a storm.
We are dancing up a storm, and there are still so many more strategist oats for both teams to be cycling through. But Texi, on the thing, will be taken out by Rebsy first, as the Vicious are going forward to try and keep pushing and doing more damage. And now for Rukaka's turn to dance with the fate of both worlds in their hands, making Kanga Esports push forward. But it doesn't matter, as Rebsy takes down Donald, takes down Furikaka. The Vicious are back in control with 3 minutes and 15 seconds on the clock. Kanga Esports still have plenty of time, though, to keep pushing.
Ooh, plenty of time, plenty of time. 3 minutes in their favor. We see Adam with the massive Meteor. I keep calling it Magnedio. At this point, I might just stick with it. Agamotto goes off, starting off from Lumi right there. Rib gets the pick on Texi. The thing is taken down, and the rubble is crumbling. But Rib's going to be there in the front line, potentially with a butterfly dance. It's going to start up in the next fight. But instead, it's actually going to be Daxu with the dance in the skies and the butterflies. And that's the way it is with a double KO. But it's caught up by Lumi with the Maelstrom of Madness right there. Chronix goes once, so it's twice. There's Burning Up a Storm, pushing Adam back into a corner. Rib's going to hit the flank right there. Clobbering time goes out. Doesn't manage to shut down anybody. Rib gets a pick on Chronix in the sky. Chronix was flying too close to the sun right there, as the Human Torch technically could do, literally, but not in this case, because Rib was there to shut it down.
Yeah, Rib doing absolute work on Chronix, which you don't stereotypically see, as Rib, is grounded and does not have much range, but they are able to climb, of course, and get a lot of height. But look at the ultimates for the Vicious. That's 5 available, and out comes a few. The Ivo going to be used by Donald. Does done only Adam, but the Rib with the darts takes down Chronix once again. Atlas also with the fate of both worlds to keep the team alive. And Skittles are using the invisible boundary, does make a bit of a stairwell, and now for Rukaka puts on a show.
Ooh, dancing again. Oh, we're going crazy, but Lumi's ready to land. The Agamotto waiting, of course, again. This time does not want to make the same mistake. Wants to make sure Skittles push is not available. Agamotto goes out and it connects, actually taking out one. Remzi gets the pick on Skittles right there. That is insane value. The fire tornadoes are going through. The prisons are set up. That is the pyro power you want. Ribs in the backline again, zoning him out though. 1v1 with the Psylocks in the room that you never even see. The room is done. Rib picks up Daxter right there. Remzi's there to take out Donald. That's the slash and dash, and clean flash from Kanga is getting peeked out and pushed back into spawn. The vicious Rib on the Psylocke, and Remzi's Hela is just 1-for-1, going bang for bang, winning their matchups right now. Well executed, and expertise on the heroes they're playing. It is beautiful to see a masterclass like this.
Absolutely beautiful indeed. Like, it's absolutely wonderful to see Rib and Rebsy, but the dance of the butterflies in the hands of Daxter is in the backlight. 1, 2, 3. Oh, taken out. Triple knockout for Daxter. And now Rib trying to do magic of their own on, of course, Psylocke is getting shot down by Chronix, and Kanga Esports are finally able to move the convoy a little bit further. 36 seconds remaining for Kanga Esports. Vicious able to take down so much time, but this is, of course, the final section of this map. Kanga Esports want to end with a bit of time, but the Vicious don't want them to end at all. And now a final fight about to start.
Here it goes. Adam with the Magneto Meteor M ready to go. Daxu again. 1v1ing Rib on the sidelines. The Psylocke 1v1. It goes in favor of Daxu this time around. Switching the script. 10 seconds left. Will there be enough time to push it all the way to the finish? The Vicious are holding it down. We're going to see some ultimates connecting very soon. The dance has begun. And there's a Daxu going for one on the Lumi right there. The invisible boundaries are set up right now. But Hela's in the skies doing the damage. Getting shut down. Being pushed out. There it is right now. As we see it. The Agamotto connects once. The Meteor's flying in the sky. Will it take down anybody as the power is going forward? And then we see Donald tracing down the Psylocke on the sidelines. The Eternal Bond is going down. So much sustain being poured into by both teams. Overtime is ticking down. Ricey, nobody's falling down because the strategist ults are sustaining them.
But now the strategist ults have all disappeared, and Lumi with the Ivagomoto helps to try and get picked. The Vicious, the defenders are stopping the part right here as Skittles gets chased down. Now Furikaka gets chased down, and overtime may still be ticking on because of the portal. They're able to stagger onto the point, but the Vicious reign supreme. They are stopping the convoy right here and taking map 2.
Ooh, map 2 in the favor of the Vicious. We are in a competitive bout. Love to see it, love to witness it. 1-1, one map for each team. Whole of the Jalia in going favor of the Vicious. They claim Wakanda for them. The Empire is theirs, as of course Krakoa went in favor of Kanga Esports. Lumi, the Sorcerer Supreme, is back again, reminding everybody who is the master of the mystic arts right here. Strong Agamottos consistently. I feel like there was maybe like 6-7 Agamottos there towards the end. So consistent. You can look at the stats. 56k damage blocked from Donald.
71.
But just when you think that's a lot, 71 from Texi, 69k from Adam. These Vanguards were blocking so much damage, which means who was dishing that damage? That's going to go to Chronix and Daxter and Rib and Revzy. All of them, such amazing duelist standouts. So much damage being poured out into the squads. But again, just when you think the damage is high, so are the healing numbers. Look at the crazy numbers. 42k above for each of them. 50k, 2 60ks, one of them nearly at 70k. Furikake with the SVP on Lunar Snow. So well deserved, so well earned. You can't beat it.
Just at a glance at all these stats, at the knockouts and everything, they are very similar across both teams. Of course, with the Vicious winning that final fight and winning the entire map, they do have slight advantages with those knockouts, but these two teams are very, very closely matched. And we can see it. We saw it in that first round of domination where they went 2-1 on that first map. And now in this one where they basically got to the end in overtime. It came down to overtime fights for both teams. And now they're 1-1 in the entire series. This is a best of 5, and my goodness, we are going to be here for a good time.
Oh, a good time, and hopefully a long time, because again, we would love to see. I would love to see a 3-2. I would love to see it go down to the absolute length, the absolute wire, because that gives us a good show, good matchup. Donald again hitting the dunk on Rib there. You love seeing a Magneto doing what they do best, but Revzy is hella so consistent. Triple KO, so consistent, going for him. I believe even earlier we saw some quads. It was good stuff. Skittles, the sustain from Skittles comes out every single fight. Daxter always there in the flanking backline, ready to combo alongside the Vanguard. When Texi sets up the clobbering time, you know that Daxter is going to be there to dance like a butterfly should. And push forward and get them done and dusted. And then, of course, Hella's in the skies. Revzy probably so consistent with it. What a beautiful position for Hella right there. You can't even be attacked in that spot. It is so hard. It's a decider to see who's going to take back the lead. That's where we're going in.
Yeah, I mean, it's even at the moment. It is all about trying to cement themselves in this series. It's, of course, not down to the wire just yet. Both of these two teams only have 1, and they need to get 3. So, but whoever wins this will be able to get themselves onto match series point, essentially. So, of course, this kind of will be the tipping point. It will put the pressure on to the enemy team. Bans coming through. No surprise here, of course. We have Emma Frost being banned out by both teams. We've seen this happen twice now. No surprise on the 3rd time.
No surprise indeed. No Emmas. No Emmas. The White Queen, the Mutant Queen, not here today to play. Magneto also shut down and out. Of course, not an option. I don't even think Kanga mind, honestly. I don't think Kanga is well known for their Magneto or Emma play. They got so many other diverse Vanguard picks for them to use. But what we do see is the Vicious, obviously, going to lose Loki access, which does mean Kanga gain that Loki access, which means Skittles is going to be back on that Loki. Oh, yes. Just like in map 1.
Skittles, very good on that Loki. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love them on Invisible Woman as well. They performed quite well in the Invitationals. Remember, both of these two teams played in OCEANIA's Invitationals earlier this year. So we got to see them verse each other back then. And they then also have experience versing each other as well. But Skittles was not part of this team, but they are known for being a really good strategist. My words are not coming out well today, are they? So Ultron has been protected by the Vicious. We also have a ban from Captain America and Lunar Snow. And, well, yeah, it's very interesting. We also have a protect on Ultron. Yeah, that's what I just said. Okay. I did say that, yes.
Fans and picks locked in. I see the thing. I'm a happy camper. Let's go. But Rib maybe hovers the Wolverine now. Oh, look, listen. As I love playing the thing, but Wolverine. Oh, I like playing with Wolverine, not against Wolverine. Maybe we could see a switch. Maybe somebody on Kanga brings out the Wolverine. But for now, Rib making a wise choice right there. Lumi hovering, different Vanguards, just trying to show the versatility. You know what I want to know? Where were the Lord icons in Ignite? I would love to see some Lord icons, just for the fun of it. I love seeing Lord icons in the ranked queues. It's really fun to see, somebody flex. Has anyone met anybody, Ricey, have you met someone who's flexed like more than 10 Lord icons just for the sake of it in your games? It's so funny.
No, I haven't actually seen all Lord icons in one game yet, to be honest, but that would be really funny.
Honestly, it's beautiful. I've only got 3. For now. Hopefully, we're going to go for a 4th.
Yeah.
But for now, what we know is that we're going into this beautiful map, Midtown, New York. Everybody knows all the action in Marvel comics and movies happens in New York, and it's gonna happen still consistently here in Marvel Rivals Ignite as we're going back downtown to the subway. Get your ticket, punch it in. We're going to the Baxter building to start it off as we're going forward with the Fantastica.
Yeah, the Fantastica with Herbie. Love Herbie, he's very adorable. But of course, the Vicious might not be considering that he's very adorable right now because they just want to stop Herbie. And the Drags on Chronix gets taken out by Adam in the first meeting between these two teams on this map. But of course, Kanga Esports are still able to push the convoy a little bit around this corner here. They do have spawn advantage, and Chronix is just going to come back out once again pretty early. We do see a Storm and a Punisher. I love this variety coming through. Punisher being able to take down Rib, who is on Iron Man. We haven't seen Iron Man in a little bit, but I love to see the Iron Man.
Iron Man! Sorry, I had to get excited. I finally want to see Iron Man. Finally! Let's go! The man of iron himself is here. Jarvis, load up the parameters. We finally see the Iron Man and Ultron team up here today in Marvel Rivals Ignite in OCE. Look at the Unibeam going on Chronix, shredding them up a storm. You love seeing it. I have to get excited because it's finally on my screen. I've been waiting for 2 weeks to see some Iron Man. Ooh.
Wait, 2 weeks?
This is a good time. I've been waiting since the day the game came out.
Okay.
Maximum boss for Skittles into a self-destruct. I love it.
Yeah, both Skittles and Rip have been taken out, but Furikaka now with the Eternal Bond trying to keep the team alive. Now Adam gets taken out from the Vicious. The defenders are being pushed back pretty succinctly by Kanga Esports, but Atlas with a last-ditch effort, putting on a show with the fate of both worlds, able to stop for quite a long time. We'll be able to give themselves a little bit more time. 2 minutes on the clock for Kanga Esports to push just round this corner. They got plenty of time and plenty of ultimates.
Now listen, as strong as the Stark Protocol team up is, Daxu's Punisher is still gonna shut down a lot of that flying power, especially with Skittles there to give him sustain, Chronix with the Bucky as well. But that impact is ready to go. Let's start it up as we see the Mantis going for now. Then we see Bucky taken to the skies. Daxu's shredding him up, pushing him forward. Agamotto drops down from the sky. Rib's taken out by the Punisher. That's one from the Executioner. Goes for a second right now. Is gonna push forward as we see the shields are lining it up. Then there's another one going forward from Daxu pushing forward. And there gets another shotgun bomb taken out Adam. That's a double KO. Goes for the third. That's a triple KO for Daxu. Feeling confident. Gonna go for that fourth. That's where he's getting picked. That's a quadra KO for Daxu on the Punisher. Frank Castle, where you at? Taxi gets one. That's a penta KO for Daxu on the Punisher.
Daxu putting up a massive show for us, getting 5. I mean, nearly got 6. I must say, I think Taxi somehow managed to steal that one from them because in my eyes, that looked very much like a Hexa KO. Daxu looking so strong, Punisher looking absolutely amazing, and as a reward, Kanga Esports are now pushing the convoy round this corner. Ultimate-wise, Kanga Esports are also at an advantage compared to the Vicious, who have 0, absolutely nothing on the board for this next fight. Kanga Esports, knowing that they have this advantage, Skittles does use the ultimate, and I believe it is going to be the Eternal Bond being used by Skittles, giving them a lot of room, a lot of sustain, and a lot of pushing up to be able to keep going, and Daxu taking advantages will take down Adam.
That is beautiful to see. Pushing forward, down into the subways we go. Get your tickets punched, as I said before. Daxu's ready to ride the train to victory. Furikake there with the Eternal Bond very soon. Clobbering time could go off as well. The Vicious are going to have to answer this right now, trying to go for a flank, trying to get picks, trying to turn their heads for now. Buy as much time as they can for their team to regroup. But the double judge Executioner as both Punishers meet in the middle. The shields are going out. We're going to see a Seraphim shield from Strange try to block that damage, but Daxu shreds out Revsy in favor for this Frank Castle today. That's a double KO again for Daxu. The POV is just menacing right now. Chronix gets a pick on Rick. The bonds are there. The Eternity is locked in from the Cloak and Daggers. That's Asher and Furikake giving both teams sustain. Texi's pushing forward, getting the punch, getting the haymaker. Double KO from Chronix right there. And it looks like Kanga Esports are going to get this second one without contestation. Going into the third and final section of this map. It's going to be a tough one. 3 minutes 30. Are Vicious going to be able to finally hold this and stop their momentum? Or are Kanga going straight to the buildings?
Well, Kanga look pretty strong right now, have a lot of momentum in them from this convoy being moved, and Daxu. Oh my, we just cannot get past this Daxu. We have to talk about how well they're performing on this Punisher. We just basically are watching his cam only, but Rip tries to get one and gets shut down by the one and only Daxu again. Now Daxu is blinded, of course, so we get to see a blinded point of view for a little bit, but the damage, the positioning, absolutely amazing. But Skittles now being able to use the ultimate as well to try and keep the, just using the ultimate. Adam has Meteor available for themselves, and that is the only ultimate available for the Vicious right now if they want to try and stall at this final section with 2 minutes 41 left. But Furukaka on Kanga Esports takes down Lumi, does not want to give all the eliminations to Daxu, but Kanga Esports are still pushing forward, and Adam has to fall back.
Falling back for now is the right move. Regrouping is also going to be evident right now, as you of course know. Kanga right now, one push to victory. Magneto Meteor goes and flies. It doesn't connect with anyone. Rough go for Adam right there. Daxu picks off Adam. Daxu takes off Lumi. That's the double KO on the double Vanguard presence right there. And we're going to see the Lunar Snow dancing it up again. There it is right there. Furukaka again. The pick on Remzi in the backline. The advantageous cloak and dagger doing work. The runes from Loki are there to sustain. They're going to feel healthy. Skittles knows how to keep their team alive. Knows how to put the pressure. Rib hits the dance of the butterfly. Will it be enough to start up a fight? But it's just not enough. Alice gets picked up. Chronix gets one. That's another one by Daxu with the shotgun. That's another one pushing Adam now into the back corner. That's a double KO for Daxu right there. Are we going to see another triple? There it is. Look at it. Ribs done and dusted. Potentially the quad could be there. Remzi gets Texi on the line and the Helen takes to the skies, but we're slowing down time because they cap it. Kanga with 1:42 left. Push it all the way. And now it's time for Vicious's turn.
It is Vicious's turn here. They will be attacking and Kanga will be defending. But my goodness, it looks like it's going to be a difficult one for Vicious. Kanga able to get quite a lot of time in their bank. 1 minute, 2 minutes, about there. And it's going to be quite a journey for the Vicious to get there as well. Now, the Vicious being on a tag, we can sort of look at what they are picking. No, we can't. We don't. We can't. We have to look at Kanga's, what they are picking. Because we may be seeing a Penny and a Rocket combo potentially on defense. They walked out of spawn. They walked out. They've locked it in.
Hold on.
They're doing it.
Are we calculating that we might be seeing a Rocket Network team up finally? Are we finally going to set up the armored nests, play with our corners, absolutely become menaces? Because I know I don't enjoy my comp games when there's a Rocket team up on the enemy team. I'll tell you that. It is a rough team up to take down, but maybe Vicious have the answer. Let's see. Chronix on the Doctor Strange there with, of course, the Seraphim shields holding around corners. Texi as well. Going to be able to box them in, push them with those Iron Thorn walls, set them up. Get them done and dusted. We're doing it. Lock it in. We're actually doing this Rocket Network team up. They're actually playing to hold this corner. Fantastic. Wait. Cannot turn that corner as long as they stand there.
Lumi also playing Squirrel Girl as well. We have not seen Squirrel Girl at all. I'm not sure if we're going to be switching when they respawn, of course. But Lumi is playing Squirrel Girl is going to be fascinating. Maybe this is to try and counter all the nests and everything and all the spider annoying little bombs that are everywhere, but Daxu able to respawn Texi. So while Texi gets taken out pretty early, it gets negated immediately. The Vicious are able to push the convoy a little bit around the corner, but yeah, Kanga with all those nets are able to hold this ground pretty strongly. The ultimates are already online and they're being used. Out comes the Punisher going hard, and so is Lumi's Squirrels raining so much damage on the map.
Team wipe, honestly, what did you expect? Everybody boxed in with a judge during executioner. Frank Castle, has anyone seen the show? What do you think you're gonna do when you're boxed in with a Punisher? What do you think's gonna happen? They're gonna get shredded, but they're gonna portal in now to start up the recontestation on this point. Still running the same composition. Maybe this is the corner where they can actually hold it down and stop Vicious's momentum, as we see Vicious, taking the back step and for now. Gonna regroup for now. Eternal Bond setting up and starting up the fight. That's the one that's gonna just sustain him a little bit more. And that is the way it is. But Rib on the Storm. The Hurricane has already charged up. The question is, where is it about to land as it goes directly into Kanga Esports right now? Ooh, it's just not enough because the mines, the armored spider nests are just too much pressure even for a Storm to push through. While Hurricaning, are you kidding me? What?
Absolute insane coming up from Brute now. Texi ulting on the point. and getting it dangerously low, but it doesn't matter because they get healed up, but nobody gets taken out from that great ultimate. As now out comes the support strategist ultimate as Atlas is dancing on point, but Donald gets immediately taken out by Revsy, who is going hard. It is the Punisher's moment to shine. Revsy now taking the spotlight from Daxu.
What a penta from Revsy! What? Punisher going crazy! That is exciting to see. The Punishers are out here today, right? See, they're going crazy.
Yeah.
They're feeling confident. They're shredding. Where have they been today? I love seeing some Punisher action. It is exciting to see. It's probably a sad day. There's no more Iron Man, but that's okay because Frank Castle's here. We're seeing the storm going up. Eternal Bond sets it up. Omega Hurricane's ready to go. Asher's on the back foot. Gonna give their team some sustain. Gonna give the attack boost to Revsy right now. That's probably why Revsy's cooking. The Mantis pocket from Asher. There it is. Hurricane lines it up into the back line and crashes down like thunder onto the back line. That's another one taken out. That's Ribs double KO feeling. It's massive with Adam and Revsy getting the last picks on skills and Chronic. That's a team wipe on Kanga. The Vicious finally bringing the thunder.
Definitely bringing the thunder for themselves onto Kanga Esports. Rib on the storm, doing a lot of work. Lumi, I'm so fascinated. I love seeing Squirrel come out, but interestingly, Kanga Esports have decided that they only wanted to run the team up. Okay, Daxu taken out immediately. And they wanted to run the team up only on that first part, and so they switched off of both Penny and Rocket. Now, Chronix taking out Lumi in return. Interested to see whether Lumi also switches here. Maybe they want to switch and get something a bit different, but the thing, Texi going hard, has their ultimate nearly available through Kake. Eternal Bond putting everything onto the ground to keep the team alive, but Revsy does not care at all. 1, 2, 3 Skittles falls as well. Rip gets taken out in the meantime, but the damage has been done. The Vicious are pushing forward, but Chronix has something to say to the Vicious. One, going for a penta, and wanting more. Is this how Hex are coming through? As Adam gets pulled back into Chronix's hands. Shield is up, but is this going to be enough? Somehow Adam miraculously survives. A penta KO for Chronix.
Oh, Adam there to deny it, refusing to go down and give Chronix the montage moment. That is exciting to see. You know, even on the back foot, they still have a position to hold. But you know what's about to go down again? We hear it, we see it. The Storm is already in the fight again. And we're seeing the detective of Haymakers out here, Texi, ready to go. Will we see a clobbering time? The Eternal Bond is going out from Skittles. That's going to be the advantage they need to get him sustained. There's a clobbering time on the outside from Lumi. Haymaker gets it. 1, 2, 3. Revsy, Lumi, shut down with a triple KO from the thing. Big man Grim out here. Texi. That is an insane fight from Kanga right there, shutting down the Vicious push.
Absolute massive clobbering time from Texi. And now, with that, they are losing time. Vicious are only at 1 minute, 20 seconds left. But out comes the dance of the butterflies from Daxi, but not able to find anyone as Asher is there to sustain and protect the team. And look at the damage from the Vicious. They are back. They deny everything that Kanga Esports put out to them. The Vicious are pushing the cart with 1 minute left.
Oh, 1 minute left. But the fate of both worlds is in Atlas's hands right now. Ready to go and dance into the next fight. Give him that push, give him that second gate opened up for them. Texi's pushing forward right now, gets caught out by Lumi. Haymaker's flying, Portal was there to stall. Maybe it was a part of the plan. Revsy hits the shotgun on Skittles. Hits it again, going once, going twice, but the Eternal Bond is there to keep him sustained. Well timed by Furikake, but it's just too much damage coming from Revsy. The fate of both worlds is there to keep him sustained, even through that power, even through the defense that could have come from the Eternal Bond. It's just gonna be not enough to fight through Vicious's absolute damage output from Mantis boosting Revsy right now. It is just so much power with that Mantis pocket. That is exactly what you want right there. You find your damage dealer, you find out how you enable them, and you bring out the Mantis. We thought it was going to be a Widow earlier. We made that prediction. It was actually always going to be the Punisher all along.
Yeah, no, Punisher is going absolutely insane. Both of them, but Daxu now switching over to Hela, changing things up a little bit, but Revsy does have that Punisher ultimate available, and Kanga Esports have definitely got to be scared as Revsy rushes forward, taking out Chronic, going for a second. Donald gets taken out. Now Skittles does not survive either. It is a slaughter. It is a vicious, vicious fight for Revsy.
Whoa, spicy. Here we go. Turn that final corner down Main Street. Is it going to be enough? Ribs ready with the Mega Hurricane. A clobbering time can definitely happen. We'll see a Magneto Meteor as well from Adam. That might be able to deny a lot of damage that could potentially come from Chronix. Texi already clobbering as well. Donald's going to be ready with the Agamotto. The ultimates are ready. Skittles is there to copy who they need to copy to certify themselves this win. It's clobbering time. Starting up already from Bloomy right there. Stuns 1, 2, 3, 4. Will it be enough? Not there because Skittles is going to land those runes now to sustain them. A Mega Hurricane potentially going out as well, as we see some defensive abilities getting shot out right now. Ricey, what are we thinking? Are they gonna push it out with the Agamotto into a Punisher? Oh, that's 1, 2, 3. Donald stuns 2. That's correct, dealing the damage and getting a double KO themselves. Dexter cleaning house. That's a team wipe for Kanga. Only 30 seconds left. Can the Vicious make it in time?
They're going to probably have to switch now to, of course, Doctor Strange if they want to portal in and make it in time. But the turret from Chronix has been set up. They're going to have to try and walk over. They did not switch to Doctor Strange. 10 seconds left. It's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. And out comes the Omega Hurricane from Rick, who will be able to touch in time. And so many ultimates. Of course, the judgment is coming from Ramsey. The meteor from Adam. It is good. Onto Chronix. Good for 1. Good for 2. Looking for more. And now Hela Daxu, Goddess of Death, gets taken out by Ramsey. And Vicious are still in control of the point. They're able to flip it and bring the corner by a little bit around the corner. But it is overtime. Kanga Esports ended with 1 minute 42. But if they end here, we are going to another round.
Woo! Oh my days, we're going to another round. Those haymakers at the end there, getting the strategists. How exciting was that? Ricey, they pushed it into overtime. We didn't, like you said, we didn't see the portal, right? But they still managed to make it with the Omega Hurricane, because as we know, Omega Hurricane allows you to just blink forward, just go straight directly onto point. So instead of a portal, that was a pretty good choice from them to use that there. Tactically, gave them the extra time, held the corners. Magneto, of course, from Adam, enabled them, pushed past, gave those extra picks they needed, shut down some strategists. Ultimately, whoo, what a play.
Absolutely. That was really well played by the Vicious, by Rib. But they're going to have to be extremely careful because they do not have the same amount of time as Kanga Esports have. It's 1 minute versus 2 minutes 42. It's going to be a very tough fight for the Vicious, with Kanga having well over a double of their time.
Definitely. Now, of course, it's going to be time is, as you said, in favor for Kanga. Now, going into this, do we think that Penny Rocket was a reliable strategy? Did it give them the stalling power they needed? I feel like once Lumi had that scroll goal, it kind of nullified it. You know, as you said, it just, you know, the extra bit of power, the triple duelist strategy at that point in time actually kind of did chip away at the Rocket network. It really was a good strat there. The question is, you know, are they going to run it again? Do they know if they're running it again? We know Donald and Texi are going to run Strange and Thing on defense here. Bit of a tough one. But, you know, Ribs there on the storm. Angles are in favor for Rebsy right now. Just going to gun him down, but Daxu is on the high ground to start up this next fight. Looks like they're going to let them get past first corner for now, and they're going to kind of hold on the back foot on the high ground, try and buy some time, because they only got 46 seconds, which means overtime will happen very soon.
That is true. Overtime will happen very soon. So Kanga Esports definitely want to try and play for that and try and get them off the point when that happens. Going to most likely saving any ultimates they manage to build up in this 30 seconds, but it's not looking good for either teams. No one is yet above that 50% mark, and half the time has been achieved already with 20 seconds left. The fight is about to go underway, but Donald is getting quite aggressive, able to take down Lumi. That's one Vanguard disappearing from the fight. And now the Vicious have to try and regroup very quickly with only 5 seconds left. They don't want to lose a single person, but Ramsey takes down Daxu. This is the pick they need. They have that advantage. They have the ultimates available. And out comes the judgment from Ramsey, going in as hard as they can. But Furikaka is lying in wait with the sustain from their eternal bonds. And Texi punching, pushing forward, getting many members of the Vicious, heading them back into spawn. Atlas trying to put on one last show, sustaining the team, sustaining this point, sustaining this overtime as best as they can. But now the Goddess is here.
There it is, the absolute hurricane, shredding them all. Chronix cleaning it up. Atlas Revsy go taking down. A bit of a shock burst right there. Go on once. Overtime ticking down and out in favor of Kanga on this defense. Bit of a rough push for the Vicious there. Kanga have 2 minutes 40 and they only have a short corner to turn. This is looking in their favor, but you know, harder games have been won. The Vicious right now need to plan an absolute stalwart strategy right now. Absolutely, you're going to see the Rocket. We might see the Penny. You're going to definitely see the Punisher again. That has just been a consistent factor in this map. So much damage. There's no high corners to try and hide away. Everything's kind of boxed in an alleyway, in a street. You know, that's how it is in New York. And yeah, we're going to see Eternal Bonds again be valuable. Both Cloak and Daggers locked in. We already have... What I love about Midtown, right, see, is that I feel like there's like a unique meta specifically for this map. I think that's why the pro players always vote for this map whenever we get to Convoy. Constantly picked, especially in group stage. It's going to bring out like a lot of unique picks, a lot of desired team ups, you know. One thing I will notice, of course, we haven't seen today the Ice Arrow. We haven't seen the Hawkeye Luna team up, which is very evidently a very strong team up and usually very helpful on this map because you can predict where people are standing. So questionable to see if we might see that in a future matchup, but for now we're running with what we got. Looks like Texie's going to stay on that thing, very confident with it, but Lumi's going to switch things up and bring out Captain America.
Yeah, Captain America is potentially coming out, but on defense, yeah, no, they look like they've definitely locked it in. But we also are still having the Squirrel Girl on Chronic. Never mind, they are switching it up. They saw what the Vicious is running and have decided they won't be running something that they need the Squirrel Girl for. Having Storm once again, Daxu on the Punisher.
On the punishing power indeed right there as we see Chronic's pushing the corner. Remember, they need to only push it a bare few meters. The Vicious, you need to stand on that point right there. Good. Adam drops down for now. Looks like it's going to be a tough one to hold. Lumi's going to be there for the eternal store that a Captain America can do. Rib's going to be there pushing forward. That's how it is right there. Rib's going to be consistently on the Lokis in the backline, farming the clones. Already 33% to hold. Oh, catching her back with a clean KO. Pushing forward, she goes for a Shadow Flash dash, and there it is. Rebsy is now on lock and locking out Texie. That's the rocks going down. That's another pushing power there. Lumi's going to go straight for Skittles right now. Gets the punch, 1-2. Rebsy picks Chronix. Donald taken down by Adam. And 2 minutes, have now gone down to 140. Vicious hold their first offense.
That was a bit scary. I was holding my breath there with only a few meters to go. Kanga Esports nearly took this map. But yeah, Vicious able to get that fight and now take down Chronix, giving themselves a little bit more breathing room, a little bit more time. And yeah, the Vicious are in control of the convoy still. But look at the ultimates available for both teams. It could get down to business here with Chronix though taking down Rib. The Vicious are losing a vital defending member. And remember, the sport is so far away. Kanga Esports getting 2 more double KO for Chronix. Now Hella, Resi in the sky, gets taken down immediately. The Goddess of Death is not able to rain damage. And now Daxu with the Punisher going 1-2, going for a third. They are pushing 3 meters left. They're doing the absolute best to stall as they can, but Kanga Esports takes this map.
Ooh, they take this map in a glorious punishing fashion, putting them on show, reminding the Vicious that they're still here in the game, and it's now 2 maps in favor of Kanga. This could be potentially the last map next, and Ricey, your prediction is interesting, because I believe you did call it 3-1, but you called it in favor of the Vicious?
Yeah, I did.
Ooh.
I'm about to eat my words once again. We had this conversation, well, during the invitationals, I predicted that Platinum Star would win against Kanga Esports. And Platinum Star has rebranded into the Vicious. So we are having a rematch essentially between the 2 winners, the first and second place from the invitationals. And once again, I'm about to eat my words. Kanga Esports has it out for me and also for the Vicious, taking this 2-1 so far in this best of 5.
2-1 so far. Look at between Kanga and the Vicious. This could potentially be the final map of the night if the 6 things on the Vicious take it. Sorry, I've got the giggles when I see 6 things. It's a good time. But let's start it off real talk. Emma Frost is gone, Ricey, on both teams. Not happening again.
Yeah, Emma Frost has been taken out and, well, banned, essentially. Magneto going to be saved by the Vicious. Loki is also going to be a ban from Kanga Esports. They do respect the Loki pick completely, and they're going to protect Loki for themselves. You love Loki Skittles? Well, we're going to be getting Loki Skittles once again, Liger.
Ooh, okay. Love to see it. Big lockdown on the Loki. No Loki for the Vicious right there. Magneto has also been banned out for Kanga. I don't think that's going to affect him too much. It does suck. No LeBron for this match, but that's okay. Ultron's going to be banned out again, so Vicious can't bring out the Ultron. Again, the Iron Man, you know, the Stark Protocol team up, there was something special there. I feel like maybe they could have cooked, but when there are these Punishers in this lobby, when the Punishers are both teams evident, prevalent, and doing the work, it's going to be hard to bring up those guys into the skies. The Metal Men, unfortunately, cannot prosper here, but what can prosper is the Sorcerer Supreme, as we're going to see Kanga protect that. Feeling confident that we're going to see that from a Donald, not playing Magneto, going to bring out the Doctor Strange. On the other side, they're not going to have the Punisher, not going to have the C&D, Magneto as well, already locked out. Let's see what the final protect for the Vicious will be. What are we thinking?
They're not really thinking anything at the moment. They're just contemplating, but they're wanting the Lunar Snow. They don't want Kanga Esports to ban... Oh, they want the Doctor Strange. I think that's pretty fair. We do like to see the Doctor Strange. I think it's also really important for portals at the end to try and get onto that point last second, and we might be getting a few overtime fights. We're getting a lot of overtime fights so far between these two teams, so no surprise as well with the Doctor Strange.
No way. There it is right there. The Strangers are protected. Magneto.
You're doing it again.
I just want the Meteor so bad. Nah, the Magneto is locked in for Adam. Adam's Magneto is absolutely stellar. The magnetism master themselves going for it. We're going to see Asher on the Mantis again. Very good. But change it up. Hold on. Record scratch the beat. Is that Rib on Star-Lord? Are we about to get fancy with a bit of a Guardians team up? Is Adam available? Could we potentially get the Guardian Revival team up? That'd be exciting.
Well, you mentioned that, you know, Kanga Esports has been cooking up a lot of different strategies, and so we haven't really seen a Adam and Star-Lord combination yet. Maybe that's what they've been practicing secretly in scrims. So not entirely sure what they're going to be bringing out because, as you mentioned, we have no idea what they've been cooking in secret.
No idea indeed. Now, looking at this, Ricey, there it is. Adam Warlock is being hovered by Revsy. Think we're gonna get it?
Well, we'll have to see it when the countdown finishes. We do see the Adam still being hovered as well as the Star-Lord. We are in fact getting, and also portals, potentially from both teams. We see Donald at the moment doing the first portal. Not sure what's going on with Luby. It looks like that portal in two. Oh, this is so funny. It's absolutely hilarious, but the Vicious do get their portal off first.
Ooh, I believe there was a little strategy from Donald there to hit the counter portal. The good news is, mission's not unlocked. They can take their time finding the right angle to approach. And there it is, directly onto the high ground. Donald pushing forward, getting Revsy. Adam Waller caught out and done, not able to move fast enough. That is the issue with Adam. A lot of power, a lot of play, but not enough movement to get out of position. There it is, Texi getting Asher. Revsy gets the res on themselves, bringing the cocoon back. Hold on a second, Adam going for that duelist mentality right there, pushing them back. Not going to be enough though. Going to regroup for now. Get back behind their team. Getting chased by the Rib in the backline. Phase shifted. Daxu on the Starlord as well. Shredding Revsy. Alice goes down. Donald gets a pick. Texi follows suit. Asher Lumi down and Daxu taking up Adam in return. It looks like it's going to be in favor for Kanga right now as they're cleaning house. Rib and Adam go down and Kanga captures.
Kanga does capture, and I want to point something out amazing here. Like a look at the lineups. The only difference between these two is, of course, the Thing versus Magneto. So it is really the question of, is the Thing a better Vanguard here than Magneto? Will they be able to hold the point and hold these corners better? Well, we're to find out as a lot of health is being lost by the team, by Texi, but they're able to keep up, they're able to sustain themselves and get back into safety on the point. The Vicious are here and ready to rumble with Rib having their ultimate available. They're about to go crazy. And here it goes. They're going to try and get into the backline, but of course, Furikaka has their healing ultimate available for themselves. Skittles also has one available too, and wants to probably pop it once Furikaka has run out. But Iva going to be used by Louis to try and get stuns multiple of the members. And it's going to go hard though for Kanga instead, because Luby's ultimate was not able to connect on too many, but undefeatable, they claim, as Asher tries to stay alive, keep the team alive. But Daxon gets revived by Chronix with that passive, and the fight just keeps going.
Keeps going indeed, but so does that percentage in favor of Kanga. 60%, climbing to 70%. Vicious are there to contest. do have some ultimates in their favor, and we're gonna see the Galactic Legendary Starlord going for a Daxter getting 1-2. That's another the Atlas and Asher down. Revsy gets the race, bring it back. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, it's big.
The squad is back because of the Guardian Revival. What a massive resurrection by like Adam Warlock. Revsy brings him back in the fight. Just when you think Daxter's ultimate was gonna get the value, but a big Agamotto cleans house. Fury comes back as well with the self-res. That team up is so damn useful right there. Lumi gets the stun on Connects right there. We're gonna see Donald hit the Eldritch Whip chasing down Lumi. The sustain is there from the Lunar Snows. We're going legendary once again in the sky with Rib this time on the Starlord, but another Agamotto cleans out. It's stunned down. Lumi doesn't get the Agamotto off. Shut down by the pressure from Adam. Chronics gets the pick on Adam right there. KO is certified. There it is right now as we see Rib
Overtime.
and it is like overtime ticking down 99%. Ricey, are they gonna take it back?
They're doing their absolute best, but it's going to be hard as Kanga Esports are holding the ground. The ultimates are out, and now overtime is starting to tick down. The Vicious cannot touch in time. The revive from onto Rib, is that going to be enough? It is not enough. Overtime ticks away, and Kanga get this first round in this potential last map.
Ooh, frozen airfield for the Kanga squad right there, going into Super Soldier Factory. A bit of a rough start there for the Vicious. The team up, you know, it had potential. It definitely had potential. I feel like Guardian Revival could have been effective, but maybe Kanga, I don't know if you noticed as well, there was a moment in fight where we got that POV of the entire squad of Kanga holding W at the same time. All of them. They saw the Luna ult and they all dove in. They left point, they went into the corridor, which is exactly what you want because Tex is there with the slams, starting up that drive, going forward with the haymakers, boxing them in, and then you could just hit haymaker after haymaker, farming your ult, hit the clobbering time. Doesn't matter what's going on. When you box them in and you box them up, that's how I think values themselves. So if you're playing as a team, work with your Ben Grimm. Be fantastic. Support him like that. And that's what Kanga's doing right there. Donald as well. Just absolute hero of the team in that moment. Shutting down what could have been Lumi's massive Agamotto on the squad right there. But look again, here comes the portal dance. This time there's only one Strange though.
Yeah, only one Strange. Lumi switching over now to Captain America. But I think Kanga Esports, ooh, it's going to be big. Yeah, Adam is the one that gets taken out. They were trying to separate the team once again, and it is a big portal. Are they? Yeah, they kind of trapped a little bit there with that portal. They can't really get through.
Yeah, it was an effective portal, bit of, you know, magic mishaps, you know. There's a lot of tactics there that you could do, but it looks like Adam actually took that portal back to spawn to switch to Doctor Strange to bring a portal back. Maybe that was all part of the plan. Adam Warlock going forward. Oh, big damage coming out, taking out Rib. That is the power he wants. Adam Warlock, very well known for taking out flyers, very consistent. Lumi's taken down by Adam as well. Trunks is cooking on the Warlock. That's the way you want it. Another triple KO out of nowhere from Adam Warlock. That's the way it is. Sexy feeling confident, pushing forward. Kanga has claimed the point. And what was such a strange start up to the fight, but effective nonetheless, and they get some percentage going.
Yeah, Chronix is known for playing duelists quite a lot, and I mean, you can see that aim, that damage being dealt with as an Adam Warlock is absolutely massive. Kanga Esports able to take this point and building up over 20% now, clobbering time being used, but it gets frozen out, denied. 50% though on the ultimate, that we'll be able to get it back pretty soon. And now Donald trying to do their best to try and get the point for themselves and get Vicious away from the point. Atlas now popping out the fate of both worlds to keep everyone alive for Furikata as well. And they're going to push forward. There are more support, there are more strategist ultimates available, and they are now being used to keep everyone alive for longer. But it is, of course, Kanga Esports pushing forward, pushing the Vicious back into their spawn.
Back into the spawn, there you go. Agamotto ready to go. The Maelstrom of Madness is at full charge as well for Donald, but there's no reason to use it. They're on the back foot. Save it up for the next fight. Feel confident in knowing that you got 60% on the board. You've got 3 ultimates ready. Vicious only have 5 at the moment. It's in their value, but the 3 that Kanga have, you got the Agamotto, you got the Karmic Revival. Dax can take to the skies, hit that absolute legendary, start it up, and become the Guardian of the Galaxy once again. The question is, how are the Vicious going to take this fight and get some percentage for themselves?
Ooh. Legendary coming up from Daxter to try and get any pick, anything, especially onto Rib. Rib somehow surviving with the help of the strategist, of course, but Reb's also getting dangerous. Lumi popping the let's go button, the W button, going into the backline of Kanga Esports, trying to do something to this strategist. Donald getting stunned, getting dangerously low, getting separated a little bit, but the strategist from Kanga Esports are able to keep them alive, but not much longer as Rip finally gets them taken out. Now the tornadoes, the fiery tornadoes going absolutely insane in the hands of Rip, but the revive from Chronix keeps the game in motion, keeps Kanga Esports on the board, and overtime has been triggered. The Vicious are trying to flip things over to their favor, but they seem unable to. This could be it. This could be the final fight for Vicious.
The final fight starts up with a Rev Z going into the skies on Hella, bringing the domination. Adam picking up Skittles. The overtime sticking down. Vicious do have the potential to cap it back right now, bringing themselves back in the game, bringing the fight back to Kanga. They feel confident. They're going good. 10% for them on the board for now. It's still anyone's match. Kanga do know they have to win one more round here to take this, but the Vicious are now back in the game, got some momentum, know that going forward, Kanga has no ultimates. They used everything they could to hold it so they could get 100%, but they didn't get it. Vicious are actually closer. Fate of both worlds ready to go, but a portal to contest. Kanga's already in the fight right there. There it goes right now as the Loki rooms are set up and they're shut down. Then we're going to see Rip in the sky. Burning up, going for the Adam Warlock first. No one, it's the survivalist threat. The massive Karmic Revival could do so much again for them. We're going to see Luna keep dancing. Revsy's going to push Texi back. That portal's going to time out. Looks like Kanga are going to stay back in their spawn and regroup for the next fight.
You mentioned this is the last point, the last round that Kanga Esports want to win to be able to take this entire match, to take the entire series. I want to up you one more. There is only one more fight for Kanga to win, to take this entire series. And now that they have ultimates coming online, there are so many of them. There are potentially 6 ultimates coming online for this next fight. It's going to be a massive one between the Vicious and Kanga Esports. The Vicious had to use a bit of their ultimates earlier, so now they have to try and build them up for themselves. But wait, Skittles used one of the ultimates in that fight, and now only 5 are in the hands of Kanga Esports.
5 in favor. I think Kanga are going to take this quick loss for now. They got Donald ready potentially with a portal. I don't think they actually have the portal up. We're going to find out. 80% for the Vicious right now. This is it. The final fight. If Kanga take this, as he said, they're going to tomorrow. They're going to rematch Ground Zero Gaming. That's what they want. Check your watches. Is it finally going to be clobbering time for Texi? Are we going to see an Agamotto? 90% for the Vicious right now. Agamotto's ready on both sides. Who's going to start it up as we see Daxu going forward? Texi goes forward. Do we see the clobbering time? Line it up in the background.
It's big!
That's a big start.
It's massive!
Daxu gets 1, 2. Asher and Alice, it's massive. Donald gets Lumi. And there it is with 1 chasing them down. Daxi gone for the hell. Overtime sticking down and now. Kanga cap it back. Overtime ticks down. The Vicious can't make it. 3, 2, 1 and you're done. And there it is. Kanga Esports capture Hell's Haven, and they're gonna go to face Ground Zero Gaming tomorrow in the upper bracket finals.
They are indeed. It's going to be a rematch between these 2 Australian olds, between Ground Zero and Kanga Esports. They had this match earlier in the group stage where Ground Zero walked away with a massive win, but now Kanga Esports put on a show today against the Vicious, winning 3-1. Absolute amazing performance coming out. Kanga Esports looking phenomenally strong, but of course the Vicious looked extremely strong too. They put on a show in every single one of these rounds, bringing most games down to overtime, down to the wire.
I am a happy camper because I get to witness a thing MVP in Marvel Rivals Ignite. That's my main, that's my hours, that's how I hit Celestial, and it is amazing to see Texi put on a masterclass like that, leading Kanga forward, directly charging into the line of fire against what could have been a vicious opportunity for them. But Rib was there, putting the power on, earns that SVP slot, earns so much power right there. Ricey, it could have been the Vicious game to take, it could have been, but now the Vicious, as we know, we thought they were the front runners alongside Ground Zero Gaming, but back to it. Kanga's here to say, Ground Zero, you think you're the top dogs? We're coming for you tomorrow. But what that also means is the Vicious are going to go right up against Bethany tomorrow as well to see who's going to climb out of the lower bracket.
Yes, indeed. The Kanga Esports, who lost to Ground Zero, who had a clean run, not dropping a single map, and the Vicious, who also had a clean run in the group stage, not dropping a single map, but now the Vicious fall to Kanga Esports. It does...
Texi, I gotta ask quickly, where did the thing come from? I loved watching that gameplay.
Well, I like playing Thing, so I just like to dive.
Fair
And
enough, fair enough.
my team didn't let me play it a lot in scrims. So, but I just won the thing. I'm just the thing.
You did.
There you go.
win. And I think, you know, maybe you need to tell them they do need to play the thing more in scrims as well. Or maybe was this part of the strategy? They trusted your thing well in this game, and it got you guys the victory here. Would you say you weren't playing it much in scrims though because you were holding the strategy secret, or because your team just didn't let you play it?
Mainly Skittles. My support player didn't let me play it, but I had to show him that I'm the GOAT thing. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Represent. Now I want to get into your mind and your teammates' minds, of course. Going into this matchup, you know, you're going up against Vicious for the Kanga squad. Of course, it is a bit of a subtle rematch compared to your invitational matches a few months ago. I just want to know, going into this, what was the game plan, knowing you're kind of versing a team that you had to, basically go against for the 100k prize pool back then?
Ground Zero. Are you talking about Ground Zero? Sorry?
No.
So
I'm
Platinum
talking about the team.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The team
I'll
we
say,
just lost.
Platinum Star. Yes.
Platinum Star,
sorry,
yeah.
just to correct myself. The Vicious have rebranded from Platinum Star. That's the team that you versed. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I forgot the name. But
It's alright.
No, we weren't worried at all to verse them. We knew we were going to beat them, so that's just about it. Sorry.
Well,
I'm
you
just
definitely
confident.
did look very confident in the games today, and yeah, it was absolutely phenomenal to watch you take that victory once again against that team in this rematch from the Invitationals, essentially here now in Ignite, and you looked phenomenal during it. You mentioned Ground Zero.
Thank you.
You're gonna have a rematch with them again tomorrow. And how do you feel about that? Do you think it's going to end up with the same result? You probably shouldn't say that, but how do you think you're going to change things without giving away any spoilers, of course, coming into the rematch with Ground Zero?
I can't give away too much. The Skittles will hunt me down. So. But we're very confident this time, and we've got new plans and new strategies. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see tomorrow.
All right. Well, no strategies. Let's do it the way we do it in OCE. Give me a bit of banter. What are your final words to Ground Zero before you face off tomorrow night?
Ban thing.
Okay, I like it. Definitely. They should consider banning Thing, because you looked absolutely phenomenal on the thing there, Taxi. Congratulations on the win. Thank you so much for your time as well. I hope you have a good night tonight and prepare